Hi. Hi. Oh, you can hear me. That's good. That's good. My name's Maggie Chula. It's so good to have you here. I am working with this platform. It's one of the, I did one before, so this is my first, but I'm so excited to be here because I love to teach this course. I work with the Akashic Vibration, and so this is going to be our introduction. Um, and probably the very first thing I can share with you is what is the Akashic Vibration? I'm so pumped about this. The Akashic Vibration is the vibration of the universal source energy or God. It's also the vibration of your source, your soul. Your soul sent a seed of light, your spirit, to the earth to experience life as a human being. And you, that seed of light, are a human being that is divine. So you have a soul, you are a part of God, the Akashic vibration, and then you also have this wonderful life that you are living right now, which a part of your soul, your spirit, is here to help you animate. You, a divine being, have a council of light available to help you create your goals for this life with grace and ease. And this course will help you develop your ability to communicate with your council of light. So this course is very transformational. It will help you heal down to the cellular level, your physical body. You will heal your mental body, your emotional body. You'll start to dialogue with your council of light, and you will know without a shadow of a doubt, you are a soul. You can go to the Akashic vibration where your soul is housed, and you can retrieve all kinds of information about this. So I like to think of this as the Akashic records on HD, because the Akashic records are a part of this course, but they're just a part. The real part of this course is the fact that it's channeled from the Akashic Master Teachers. And they have been working with me since I was 3. That's my conscious understanding, how soon we've been working together. But I was born sickly and I had a lot of work to do before I wanted to take on this incredible job of teaching people about their soul being. And in a way that works for me, has worked for many, many people that I've worked with. But first, you need to learn how to connect to your source of light, to your center. And you might already do that. And that would be great because you can take any healing modality that you have learned and you can apply these principles to it. I personally have taught, I'm a certified neurolinguistic hypnotherapist. I've taught past life regression. I've taught about theta healing and energy healing modality. Um, I've worked in project management as a project leader in information systems, designing and developing systems. So I've done a lot of things. But along the way, I also needed to heal. So who am I? I tend to get ahead of you sometimes, but I'm Maggie Chula, and these are my websites. I do have a couple of them. And I just want to let you know how you can get in touch with me. This is my email, maggie@maggiechula.com. If you go to this website, maggiechula.com, it will share with you my radio show on own time, which is called Mastermind with Maggie. I try to help people learn how to master their mind so that they can create a life full of health, wellness, and abundance. I did it myself. You can do it. It's a wonderful way to live. And then I have the Center for Enlightenment, a sort of a corporate umbrella, if you will. Can you tell I work in a corporation? And that one has a lot of different things to it, but Maggie Chula is the one that's got my blog posts, my channeled messages, information about the book that we wrote. And then I also have the Akashic Vibration. And the Akashic Vibration is this course, but all my work together built into creating this course. I also have learned, I think, that anyone who wants to ask a question, the slide, will need to wear a headset. So that's going forward, we're going to need to do that. Although I can see that I am able to do some chats, and that's wonderful. I work with the beings of light I call the Akashic Master Teachers. And those are archangels, ascended masters, gods, goddesses, Gaia, Mother Earth, and they speak through me. I love Pythia. She's an oracle of the Akasha. She's never incarnated into a human form. And I know these things because I open myself up as a channel and I let this information come through. Now, I am a trance channel, which means that when I'm in a pure trance, I mean, I'm somewhere else, understanding this from a higher vibrational level. But I, Maggie, will have to listen to the channeled portions after the class, just as I hope that you would re-listen to them also, because I'm getting it from a different perspective. I am blessed with this work. And Mother Mary and Archangel Raphael really are the two, I would say, the primary co-teachers with me. Mother Mary, she is just a divine being of love and compassion, and she oversees the work to make sure that we are being inclusive and that we are sharing with people. We are all connected to the source. We are all equal in the light of God. And Archangel Raphael is known for his healing abilities and as the Archangel over healing. And he also has introduced me to so many incredible tools that he kind of is the shepherd, if you will, over a lot of the beings who come through to help us learn about healing. There are many, many others, but those two are, I would say, kind of take the primary role. Together, oh my gosh, I guess I should have looked at all these, shouldn't I? Well, together we co-wrote a book, Open the Doorway to Your Soul. And you can find this, I've got that website too, Open the Doorway to Your Soul. And what it is, it was channeled messages that were created for me when I was doing a radio podcast on Blog Talk Radio called Maggie's Spiritual Connection. I was instructed, I had learned that I had done channeling when I was little, and I remember people thinking I was very, very scary because I would just open up my mouth and stuff would come out. And when you're a little kid, no one expects that. And, you know, back in the 60s, no one was expecting it at all. So my story isn't the greatest. I actually, at one point, was diagnosed as being, I can't remember. Well, I've had a lot of different illnesses, but psychotic. That was it. Because I talked to angels and because I talked to God, and because I thought these beings talked to me. And so writing this book and doing these channeling and allowing the trance to come through is very healing for me because that's what I remembered happened, but I couldn't explain it very well, and evidently as a child, not well at all. But what I did know is that they helped me. They helped me heal. They helped me heal. At one point, I was told by the doctors to just go home, because they had diagnosed finally that I had a very severe case of Crohn's disease. And frankly, with all of my blood levels and where I was in my illness, I was not going to survive a surgery I had to have. Because back then they knew that, you know, you have this surgery, if it's in the small intestine, that means it's Crohn's. They would cut it out, they would surgically remove it, and then they'd put it together, and they'd know that this illness would, you know, skip around. So eventually I was going to have a series of surgeries and, you know, end up with a bag. I don't even know the name of it because I immediately decided that this was not the way for me. It doesn't make sense to me that you could open somebody up with a knife and that's going to make them stronger. But luckily, I wasn't going to survive. So they had to send me home. And I only say luckily because I had studied a lot about healing. I've been sickly my whole life. And I decided that it was time for me to step it up and to call on these beings that I knew I had worked with and to help me heal. And they channeled a guided visualization through me that I recorded, because as I took this medicine to get better, I mean, I'd already lost my short-term memory. I was having trouble thinking, but if I channeled this and I listened to it, it was going to help shape my mind. Because I've studied the human brain, how we feel, what are some of the things that can cause an illness. I'm a medical intuitive, I'm a psychic professional, I have a lot of certifications, and I had some knowledge of healing, but I had put it on hold because I needed the doctors to find this thing that was going on with me, because I was healing something and then they'd find something else. And so by the time they found this Crohn's, I had stopped doing my own healing. I will admit, I was looking for a magic pill. I was looking for something that they could give me and I could feel better and I'd just be better. And I do believe in the medical sciences and in doctors and in the meds. But when you are told to go home, you know, get better and then come back and we'll do the surgery, I mean, that's a down point. You got to go somewhere with that. And I chose this way. Guided visualization made sense to me. Call in these beings when I was little, before, I had to send them away, because when I was diagnosed as psychotic, well, I knew I wasn't, but I couldn't explain what was happening. So I actually remember sending them away. And they went away, sort of, just like they've gone away for you, but not really. They're always around. So some people call them angels, guardian angels. You can archangels, ascended masters. There's a lot of different terms for them. But the Council of Light that I work with works primarily on information about the Akasha. And the Akasha is where the Akashic records are, but it's also where a lot of wonderful tools are. And so that's what I want to teach you. And I was instructed when I was doing these to see, could I channel this information? I was instructed by, my inner wisdom to draw a card from a deck of oracle cards that Doreen Virtue had created, or the Ascended Master cards, and draw that card, and that was the being I was going to be working with. So I did that, and for several of them, I really didn't know who they were at all. And those are the masters that came through for the first book. I have a lot of other channels I haven't had transcribed, and I do not have a way to give them to people right now, because the work just started to come in, and all of these class works, as it will when you're attuned to your soul purpose. Then it's as if the floodgates open, and all of a sudden you have all these things happening. My transformational healing happened over 27 years ago. And in that time, I have slowly but surely gotten better and better. So that absolutely everything that was wrong with me along the way, all the way growing up, um, has corrected itself, to the point that my doctors admitted to me just this past summer, that I have levels of blood work they only dream of. They don't even have medicines that can get people to this level of health. And I think it's because I'm not going for a level. I'm not going for a number. I want to flow in the river of well-being. I want to breathe in the breath of life. And I want to know and feel that by breathing in that breath of life, I'm breathing life into my body. It works. My techniques work. But it also works because I'm going to help you learn on an intellectual level, on the level of your mind, what I'm talking about and how this is true. So, Open the Doorway to Your Soul is available on my website, MaggieChula.com. And you will also be able to then see what all of the chapters are. I've assigned the audios, the original audios that became the transcribed work that became the book. I thought their words were so beautiful. I did not want anybody editing them down. So it's not the easiest to read because all of these masters, there's Jesus, Buddha, Kuthumi, I think Lord Melchizedek did make it into the book, but he's definitely been around since. And they have different styles, different styles. So you can listen to the original audio and hear their style and their inflection. And you can also read the chapter in the book. And all of them shared a common theme, which is we are all connected to the vibration of the Akasha. And these are their words, to the vibration of the source of all that is. And we are equal in that love and light. That you and I can equally channel this loving light into our world, into the earth. And we have a purpose for being here. We didn't just randomly choose to be born on this planet because, I don't know, luck, is it? Multiplication of the humans, so many humans breeding creates so many bodies. I know my brother works in criminal law, and sometimes he does feel that way, but I don't. I think we all have a soul. I think we are all connected to what I call God, and that these beings of light that I talk to, that I teach others to talk to, I have many, many people who work with them now. And honestly, every one of them who have shared with me the number one thing they've gotten through these courses is they feel, they know on an energy level when they are in contact. They can connect up to their soul vibration. They are changing the way their body is reacting to things, and they're clearing up illnesses. Clearing up illnesses is a big deal. And I'm saying not just for now, but for the rest of your life. Do you want to continually be working with this issue, or is it time to clear it and to transform it? That's what you'll do. Now, the number one tool we will use is your imagination, because your imagination is more important than knowledge. I know I have an active imagination. I play with these things of light. And even when I was little, and just like other people had, I guess, imaginary friends, my friends talk to me. And this technique is so universally known, but it's been shared with people in different ways. That's why I chose for my radio show for Om Times to call it Mastermind with Maggie. Mastermind was introduced back in the 19th turn of the century. One of the greatest teachers um, was the, oh my gosh, I meant to share this too. Is I think Watto, his name is Watto, is Think and Grow Rich. That's his big business book. Think and Grow Rich. And he used a technique that I use in here called the invisible counselor. So there were people a long time ago using this technique. Benjamin Franklin used it. Henry Ford used it. It's just I've learned how to talk to people in a different language. And I've learned how to talk to these beings of light. So if you were to come to me for a service, I would talk and dialogue with the beings of light that are around you. Now, if you come to me mentoring, I would help you learn how to do that. But if you want an even more economical way of doing this, that's what these classes are. Right now, there's 10 of them, but I know of 26. I'm just trying to get the first 10 out. So I've also opened it up. They're on Learn It Live. I decided to partner with Om Times. I believe in them. They're a very good group of people. They also have a humanity healing. So I love all the charity work that they do. And partnering together, I can reach a greater audience. And that's what I want to do. I want to make this affordable. I want to make this something that you take, you use, you implement. We start at the morning ritual, we go all the way up to blessing at night, and everything in between. That's what this is all about. Embodying your soul vibration so that you can bring your light and your love into the world, and you can create with ease and with a flow. Well, we do use your imagination because everything in your world, everything was first in someone's imagination. Everything. And your mind can't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined. And that got us into some trouble. Did I say that I wrote systems 30 some years ago? Yes. And it's gotten us into some trouble because these violent games that the little kids are playing or that the teenagers or even, God forbid, grown men are playing, your mind is going, oh, this violence, oh, well, you just restart. Just let's restart again. I've only killed, 100 people and so I won. No, that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. There are great games that can help you. There are wonderful things to help you. There's ways to master your mind and to work with it. And the main thing to remember here is your mind can't distinguish this. It doesn't know. So guided visualizations that have been used for at least 50 years, I've used them for 40 years, they work. They have worked so well that there was a documented case of a prisoner of war, a person who was in prisoner of war for 3 years. And what got him through both mentally and emotionally was he loved to play golf. He was an avid golf player. And he would go over it in his mind. And it took him away from his situation, from being this prisoner of war and starving. It took him away from that because in his mind, he knew the golf course and he played it out in his head. And he knew each stroke and he went through it. He said he savored everything. When he came out of that jail, he had shaved 3 points off of his score. 3 strokes. He hadn't even played in 3 years. Because it's real. Because his game got better. Because his swing got better. The Olympics. The athletes there use it. It's mental techniques to help see what's going to happen. So I used it when I sang. You sing, you can hit the high note. So that's what we're going to use. That kind of stuff. Some of the benefits. I probably should have gotten by the way, I'll have this as a PDF with all of the words, right? So you're going to gain a conscious knowledge of your soul wisdom. I absolutely believe it. You will not see the world differently again. You'll know you're a soul. You'll have access to your soul memories. You'll be able to dialogue with your council of light. Now, sometimes it takes more than 10 classes, but it doesn't have to. And you get this information. So you'll get a healing vibrational, a vibrational channel, vibrational healing will be done in every class. And it's one of the master teachers comes through. They're usually about 20 to 30 minutes long, but they will take you to the Akasha. They will share with you many tools, and there's a vibrational healing that goes on. So win-win. You're going to get that as an audio to play over and over. And that can take you from 0 to 1,000 very quickly. You will accept responsibility for the life event. You'll begin to see the shadows and the graces in the events that are playing out in your life. And you'll begin to recognize, when did your mind change? When was this something that you desired? And how are you stating this? You're going to learn that it's really your heart and your emotions and your desires that are calling this to you. That English or words, that these beings are vibrational. You are vibrational. You and I being able to speak together is because either you're really good at understanding English, maybe I'm translating it well, or I speak English well, but our vibration, if you tune into me while we're doing these classes, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. I connect up with my students and the people I mentor. And I know when I wake up what's happening, where do they want me to go, because I talk to your council of light. It's I don't know, it's a crazy soul gift. It's something that I'm able to do. I'll teach you how to do it. I love teaching people how to do it. It's my greatest win-win that you learn how to do this for yourself and you go teach it to others. I don't want to be a guru forever. I want you to be a guru. I want you, well, not even a guru. I want you to be a teacher. I want you to be able to share this with people because this is true. This is true. I am sitting here. 27 years ago, I wasn't even supposed to live any life. And actually, before that, I was born crippled, and I was not expected to live through 20. I was always sick, always sick. I mean, I'm vibrant and healthy, and I'm in my 60s now. And I am the healthiest person. My doctor, she's just floored by what's happening. And here's why. Every single day, I connect to this, to my soul's vibration. I breathe in the breath of life. It's very simple, the technique, but you have to understand it. Your mind needs to get it. And we're all different. So I've taken a lot of time to develop this class, to take it online, because I want to be there to support you, because we're all different. So this class is actually, it's 10 classes right now, and we're teaching to a multi-dimensional audience. So there's little pieces of classes in all of them. Every single one will talk about Project Life. You, the project for your soul. How do we implement this information? How can you take this into your day and make this something that helps you, helps the people around you? The abundance starts to flow, and it's just so beautiful, win-win. You don't look back. Why would you? If you want to create with your life with joy and love and ease, this is a process that works. And I kept tweaking it, and I finally realized, hang on, I'm channeling this. I'm not in control of this. When am I going to finally say, hey, it must be ready? Because you guys are amazing. They're amazing. It's so amazing. In the last group classes that I did, there was one I personally was just having a hard time. It was something that happened in the news, and it just hurt me on such a personal level that, but I just couldn't go on. And the master teacher, Jesus, came through and took over the class. And I know because these classes I take. And I watched it. Because I know I was over here somewhere grieving. I could breathe now thinking about it. And he came through and he said, oh, here I am, Jesus. I don't even remember what he said, but he assigned homework and everybody did it, So it's just very interesting to take this course. And it's a humbling experience to know that if you take this course and you use these processes, your life's going to heal. What is it that you need? What is it that's going on? And it will only take as long as it takes you and your mind to wrap around this. But we'll give you tools every week. So you discover your life's purpose, your lessons, your contracts. We do talk about sacred contracts. I think it's very important for people to know they start and they end. And there are people connected to them. But if you've been in a contract of servitude, it doesn't have to stay. There are certain contracts that are being eliminated. That's it. We don't need them anymore. These human beings are evolving. The earth has evolved. We get to evolve. Everybody's evolving. And the earth has stated goals. And some of her goals, this chaos isn't going to stay here. It can't. She's not going to support it. And if you think about this, if we're all connected and everything has a life, which it does, we are here under the good graces of Mother Earth and her partner, Mother Nature. And they'll start to talk to you if you want, if that's what you want. You want to talk to your pets? They're easy to talk to. You start to communicate with yourself first, and then you'll be able to get information about other things. But there's also respect here, and there's do's and don'ts. And there's ways to keep you safe and everyone around you. Because this isn't a game. This isn't a movie. I am not Harry Potter. My name is Maggie Chula. I live here on Earth in Hudson, Wisconsin. And my story is true. My story is true. I'm true. I've done this work. I haven't wanted to come out and to share this with others. Because why should I? I'm living a great life. I'm happily living with my soulmate, two precious cats. Our children are adults now, and we've got grandchildren. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I can't stop. Because this is one of my life's purposes. And I love it. I love it. And when you find something that you want to do and you love it, that's your passion. And people have needed to take this class so they can find that. Many people take the first couple classes and then they're gone. They don't need anything else. And you're not going to hurt my feelings because I want you to hear this. I'm teaching this. I'm sharing this because I want you to succeed. I want you to feel so good in your skin that you know you're a being of light, that you understand how you're creating light. That's my goal for you. That's my goal for me. Along the way, you develop psychic senses. I didn't even know they were considered psychic. That's why now I'm a certified professional psychic because I found this incredible group called Best American Psychics who actually test people. They don't just let people on their site, they test them. They do background checks. They make sure, is this a legitimate person? Is she not trying to scam people? And I wanted to know, the stuff I do, would you consider this psychic or am I as crazy as I hope I haven't been all my life, but I've been told I am? And they came back to me. They did tests, and I remember it was right around the end of the year, and they sent me something, and I thought, oh, that's great, isn't that great? And then I heard back a little bit later, and they're like, hey, did you realize that if you go through this process and we say we're gonna certify you, that you said you're gonna come and work with us for a little while, and that was fun too because I love everything. I love everything about people. But along the way, you're going to discover your psychic skills because we're all psychic. We're all psychic. And when you connect to that vibration of you, the vibration of your source, so you have the source, and then you have your source because you want it to be. And your source, your soul, has a lot of different lifetimes, and you're just one of them. You can heal your body, your relationships, your past. You can do all this. How you perceive or receive. This is one of the ones that I did get because I guess I'm a psychic medium because I can talk to ghosts and spirits and past loved ones. But I always wondered, why do people say um, is it a psychic perceives, a medium receives? I think they're both the same. I think it's how are you getting information? Do you hear? Do you visualize? By the way, at the end of these courses, you'll be much better at visualizing. You have an instinct knowing about you. It's just something you feel within your body. I want you to feel things. I want you to feel the vibration change when you call in Mother Mary and she comes to talk to you. You'll feel it. And the technique is simple. And if you already have one, you use yours. You can follow mine, learn mine. You don't have to use them, but I do want you to use the tools. I want to teach them to you because they're really good. The sense of smell. Is there someone there? I had one client that I always knew she was going to call me that day because I would smell cigarettes. And her mother had died. And her mother, that was her mother's calling card to me, I guess. She, all of a sudden, there'd be the smell of smoke around me. My husband doesn't smoke. He's got a very strong allergy to scent. So I mean, I was afraid maybe he could smell it, but he never could. It was me and my sense of smell. Their voices, are their songs. So we're really working on all of these different senses, all of these different senses. And you begin to realize you are multidimensional. It's very affirming to go through the class because I know we're all psychic and I know we're all connected. But to see people start to open up, and I'm not trying to teach you to be a psychic. I'm trying to teach you how to be an energy being, how to know on a vibrational level something's happening, how to understand and see your own language, soul language. Sorry, it's kind of hot here, and I didn't want to have my fan on because I didn't want you to hear it, but how great it is to be going. Okay, and I also channel a lot of heat when I'm in these classes because there's many, many beings of light around us. So in the class, I'll be there. These beings of light will be there. You'll be there. Your council of light. It gets to be intense, but you'll feel it. And the Akashic information is symbolic. Like I said, I happen to be able to translate them. But whoever you go to and yourself, this information comes to you and it gets filtered through what you know, what you believe. So I studied a lot of things. I studied hypnotherapy, past life regression, um, psychotherapy, because I was wondering if I was nuts. Psychology, very big deal. Mind control, silver mind control, all these things. And it comes through, and I can do little nuances with it because I've worked with them for so long. But it's like anything, you know, you got to practice. It's like any skill worth having. You need to practice. You'll see stories and movies, and archetypes are a big thing. They're a big pattern, you know? So an archetype would be, well, this bully. Would you let this bully talk to you that way? I mean, a bully is somebody who wants to be scary, who wants you to react to them, who wants you to be afraid. But you can withdraw from the bully very easily. Don't give in to them. Don't don't let yourself be afraid. And bullies really are looking for love too. And they don't, you know, they're not gonna. I'm not telling you to go out there and give them a hug, but I am saying disengage. Disengage in that argument. You're not gonna win. Somebody's bullying. Not gonna win. Walk away. So emotions. Emotions are what heals you. I think one of the hardest things about this job and this work is so many people have dampened themselves down. So many people. We over medicate or we medicate people with drugs for depression, anxiety, um, all kinds of different things, ADHD, ADD, and we kind of numb them down. We want to numb them down. And I say, why don't we start to examine who they are? Why don't we start to help them know who they are? I'm much faster than my husband when we go for a walk. I'm not trying to be. I am, and he's constantly telling me, I'm pushing him, I'm pushing him. I'm not. I'm actually, in my mind, thinking, oh, this is a good speed. Oh, look at me, I'm going at his speed. So there's just some of us where we think faster. It doesn't mean I want you to dumb me down or I want you to drag me out. It's saying, hey, maybe maybe you could speed up a little. And as the world is speeding up and the vibrations and things are going faster, it's going to be good to get this attunement so that you do flow with more energy to stay healthy. You'll see things in your songs and in your music. You'll start to hear patterns. And as a neurolinguistic hypnotherapist, I studied the mind, I studied words. And it's pretty interesting if you get a little, you know, if you've ever had a song that kind of plays over and over in your head, you know, and it's a little section of it. If you write it down, it's interesting what you find out. Sometimes those words, you know, you can break them up a little differently to have a whole different meaning. And it's something that it's like, oh yeah, I see it. Or a comma here and you don't have it, you put it over here, all of a sudden there's a different meaning. It's a meaning that has something for you. Those are the kinds of things. Animals, you'll notice them. You'll be able to call them, have them come to you. You will be in command of your life. You'll be the one making the choices consciously and in control with your council of light, not mine. You can work with the master teachers. They're there for all of us. They are pure vibrational beings who at this moment are not incarnated anywhere and known to the earth. Those are the ones I work with. There are some that I have never really known before that I can get to if they're yours, you know, because we all have our own council light. I happen to be psychic, so I can do that. Or that's my specialty. We use visions and symbols. It's a very visual space. And this is one I wanted to share with you because in the first one, in the initiation, we do an initiation into going up to your temple of light. And I use the mountain of energy. I love that because the mountain, first of all, represents the earth and your ability to travel beyond the earth. You're able to travel on. And the layers correspond with the chakras. So you start at the red, you start at the base, you start with the passion, and you move your way on up. And we not only talk about the colors, but the vibrancy. We go further into the classes, they talk about the shadow and the light within the chakra, that particular one. You'll start to see that they correspond with the body, but also there is some in the energy body, there's some in your spiritual body. These chakras are all over. And there's way more than 7, but we'll stick with those. And the other one that I use, and it's very, very, very important, is the golden chakra of wisdom, which I consider the 8th. Golden chakra of wisdom. And then 9th would be pure universe. So that's the other thing to find out about me. I truly do love numerology, and everything seems to have a power of 9. So it's interesting that I argued with the masters. I said, well, why isn't this just 9? Why have we got 10? Because they wanted to see the pattern. They wanted you to see the pattern, that it repeats itself. And each time you learn more and more and you get deeper and deeper into who you are, or lighter and lighter, comes on your words and your verbs and what has meaning to you. But you will notice it. You'll recognize it. Your life will not be the same. We use the flame of transmutation. I love the flame of transmutation. I was introduced to this pretty early in my life. I've always loved flames. As a matter of fact, this is the logo for Maggie Chula. I worked with somebody and she did help me kind of incorporate the gold of the wisdom along with, the purple for the purple flame of transmutation. Well, the flame of transmutation did, a lot of people do think, because, Saint Germain even introduced it, think it's his purple flame, Saint Germain and his purple flame. And yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't read that. And so when I was working with it, I was in a very stuck space. I mean, when, no matter how strong a mind you have, when the doctors tell you to go home, you have a 2 and a 4-year-old. It's a sad day. So I went home and I started working with them. And all of a sudden, this flame changed colors. And it has continued to do that. And the colors correspond with the chakras, which correspond with, is this something about my self-confidence that I need work with? Is this something that, is it blue? Does it glow different colors of blue? Is this my ability to speak my truth, my ability to be here and to really share with you what I know? So it does change. We do work with the green looking glass, the emerald mirror. That's a fairly advanced healing technique. Not everybody can get there right away, but it's wonderful because when you look at this, so you imagine, you visualize this beautiful, beautiful big emerald mirror in it. It's beautiful green, and as you look into it and start to work with it, you will see truth from a higher perspective. You will see what's happening from a higher perspective. We work with guides and guardians. We work with angels and masters. We work with, oh gosh, there are just so many things. We work with the center of the earth. We work with the heart of the earth. Heck, we work with the earth. Um, it's a full-bodied work. And as I said, well, I don't know if I shared this, but the Akashic Vibration kind of grew up with me as I had to learn how to heal things. But I did get to a point where I was very discouraged. I was working full-time. I had 2 little kids. My husband wasn't doing that well. And I just got to a complete break in my health. It wasn't going anywhere. I couldn't keep it up. And that's when I stopped my own healing. and just prayed, help me, send me the surgeon, send me the pills, send me the shot. What is it? And it turns out that for me, it was a different way. So some of this goes back to when I had my legs. When I was born, my legs were turned in. I had steel shoes and leg braces, and that was for the first couple of years of my life. So that was pretty hard to move around. Then they found out when I went to kindergarten that I couldn't see, but no one knew that because I'd already taught myself how to read. So I mean, I could see something, but when the teacher who knew I could read wrote something up on the board, I didn't see anything. I knew she turned her back on us. She had something in her hand or something, but that's all I knew. I couldn't see a thing. I, you know, couldn't read anything. So she had me stand up and, go and watch her board. And the closer I got, the more I was like, oh, sorry about that. So I was this crippled little blind person. But that's not who I am now. It's not who I am. I just found out a couple of weeks ago that my eyesight has actually improved, both my farsighted and my nearsightedness, to a point that both of them needed to be corrected with less power. I can see now, sharp, clear. I've never been a 20/20 kind of person, and now I'm sure I am because it's just wonderful. So it just keeps giving. I mean, it just keeps going. The more I teach this, the healthier I'm becoming, and I love it. It's great. I'm having a blast. Um, we work with, and I think this is one that is really very good for people. We work with what I call the Hall of Records, and I see a hallway that I've known about. And in this hallway, I can see people a couple of years before they're born, so I can see like babies around people, and I can see it people in the hallway within a couple of years of their death. I don't try to, I don't really want to, but if somebody is in a transition mode, I can work with them there. I use the hallway because each door is an infinite hallway that I use, and each door represents a life. So we heal multiple lifetimes at once, or you can use it to jump into a past life. But you could also use it to jump in to future life. So we really do work with the theory of quantum healing. Heal now. This is what you have, healing now. And it works. Where there's a hall of records, there's a library. The library has librarians. The librarian, you can ask them for all kinds of different information, but the one that people are most interested in is your book of life. You, remember? Let's go back to you. You, the soul that has many lifetimes, and here you are having a life on earth. So here I am, Maggie, Chula, having a life on earth, although I was born Margaret Thompson. So probably the book of life is, in my case, all my names. And it grows. So it doesn't close until you die because the universe is ever expanding, ever evolving. And your life is full of possibilities and potentials. If you were to come to me and ask me to be the future or anyone to be the future, we would share with you the most probable. What's most probable because that's what we'd be able to see. But you could change anything today and things change. They do, they change. Once you've experienced that, or a couple of times, if you're like me, very stubborn, it takes a couple of times, after a while, you begin to rely on it and it becomes a tool that you can use. So the Book of Life is great, but they also have different books, like there might be one on addiction or one on troubled lovers. There's a lot of different ways to look at your life. We work with the oh gosh, now I'm going off my. There's so many. There was one I was trying to remember to tell you, but the path of life. Anyway, it's quite transformational. In the second class, we actually do soul retrieval work, and that's a very advanced healing. technique, but we do one in the second class. So every single one, I'm going to have to actually look at these and how they're translated. Every single one will have a vibrational healing. That's a guided vibrational healing, and it will be channeled, and it will be recorded separately so that you can have it and you can download it and take it on your Walkman or your pod, your iPhone, um, or you can listen to it again here because these are all recorded and they're going to be evergreen, which I love, which means that you'll be able to listen to them again. It's a spiritual healing and psychic development course. The certification course, I do certify people, but you'd have to take all 10 classes, and it is taught in 3 modules. Now, what I put on Learn It Live and what I intend to do is record the first 10 classes. Along with that, we're going to have other addendums, other mini pieces that will help you make sense of these classes. So the classes in and of themselves are very good. They're standalone. Putting them all together is quite a body of work. And my idea is, I want you to use this. I don't want you to take this and throw it away or synthesize it in with everything else, which is, of course, what we do. But I want you to have tools, techniques that you use. So we do journal. We do talk about that. I do ask you to write down your goals. And if you go into a certification course, you can be able to find out what that is by going to my website, Akashic Vibration. That's you're certified by me, absolutely, but also by your Council of Light. And at the end of the 10 courses, we'll get together for a half hour and we'll talk and see where you are and what you've done. Plus, I'll have the knowing from the council. And if everyone's in agreement that you've done the homework and you are working with them, then you will be certified. There will be advanced courses, even more advanced courses than we already have. Because I've identified well, at least 24, maybe 26 right now. And then I stopped it because I have to finish this to move forward. So you're helping me out, coming on, and I'm thrilled that you're here listening to this. But I hope that you decide to do more than that. I hope you decide to take the courses. The class information is located on akashicvibration.com. I have something out there that says new fall webinar. That would be for now because we did this spring. We did a 10 session webinar, and it took us 5 months because we did the first and third Wednesday of the month. And this one, the masters had asked, they set the timing. I was going to do that, but they set the timing up. So my portion is going to be recorded starting September 14th, and it will end December 14th. So 4 months. But it's very transformational, and I'm putting them out there singly. So if there's something that you're interested in, you could certainly take that. They do build upon each other, and I think we are going to change it so that the initiation is a prerequisite, because that is the one that's going to take you to your temple, and it will introduce the tools and also get your mind going to this is the vibration you're going to. This is the vibration we're talking about. Because I think some people have been there, especially if you've had a near-death experience. I myself stopped counting at 13, but near-death experiences, if you've done that, it gets easier for people because they've been in that vibration of love and acceptance that's so hard to share with people. But you'll feel it because that's where I want you to go. Like I said, they start on the 14th, and the coursework is for you and your Council of Light, because we're going to transform this world together. So I do hope that you will come and learn this on Learn It Live with me. I am partnering with Own Times, and I have a radio show there called Mastermind with Maggie. It's on live on Mondays, noon Eastern, but you can listen to the podcast. And on that show, my whole purpose for that one is to have you listen in, and we start and we talk about real life absolute problems people are having. We dialogue, we, so far, Masters and I, but we're opening it up now, and we're going to bring on experts, and we're going to have calls, and we dialogue and we talk about the different ways that you can be taken down and disempowered, and the different ways that you can take back control of that. And at the end, I like to wrap it up with a few simple steps so you have takeaways, things that you can do. So this is telling you the link. And really, the thing is that I am ready. I'm ready. I've been doing this. I get healthier every single time, and I'm just floored and amazed. I'm so happy with the way life is working out. And I want that to be for you too, genuinely. You can read my energy. I mean this. You can take any healing modality that you may teach or use it already, it will help augment it. Anything that you've studied, if you have questions about the afterlife, the life between lives, any of that stuff, the Akasha, the Akashic records, anything that you've heard, absolutely take these classes and learn them from us. One more thing that I wanted to share was you can go right now to MaggieChula.com, and I have a free giveaway on there. It's an ebook, and it is a guided visualization and audio, and it tells you, I think it's called Embrace Your Soul Vibration or something like that. Embrace your whatever. It's I should know that, shouldn't I? It's in the header of the website, and you can't miss it. If you sign up for that, you get both a guided visualization. It's 9 minutes long. It's what I use every single morning. It gives you the 5 steps, 5 most important steps that the masters and I think you must have and use every day. Because think of it, you, a divine being of light, you wake up in the morning on earth in a human body. You need a GPS that says, I'm here. Here I am today. I'm going to work with you. I'm going to be here. I'm going to channel the best of me. Clear. I want to stay protected. I want to stay whole and healthy. I want to help other people, and I want to stay healthy. And I do. And you can too. So go to MaggieChula.com, sign up for my free ebook and guided audio in the banner. You can't miss it. And then you'll also get my newsletter, Magical Moments. And you can go ahead and tell me, I don't want to have any more of your classes, but please go do that, because that Embrace Your Soul Wisdom, I think that's the name of it, is so important to the master teachers and to me. If you do this one thing and create time for yourself every morning to connect up to your soul wisdom, to channel the light vibration for yourself, you'll help heal the world. You, a being of light, have everything it takes to help heal the world. I hope you do. So that's my class. That's who I am. And I hope that you do that. So thank you for coming. And no matter what choices you make in life, I hope you do make them for yourself. Be the best you can be, for the highest and the best for all concerned. And maybe I'll see you later.